Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be doing a replacement of a kitchen faucet. We have very hard water here in our part of Texas. A lot of minerals in the water, clogs up your faucets here. It also adds to the calcification of your items. Instead of cleaning it up, we just replace them. So that's why I don't buy super expensive faucets here, because it's really not worth repairing like gaskets or anything else, like the one-handle controllers that have the springs and the gaskets in there. It's really not worth repairing, because what happens is the ball, the controller inside, it really gets messed up from the all the minerals, and it doesn't remain smooth. So you might as well just replace the whole thing. Now I'm replacing it with a Glacier Bay. This is a pull-out faucet. One handle controller. Now you can use this for a 3-hole or a 1-hole sink. My sink is a 3-hole sink. I don't have the separate hole for like a pull-out sprayer, but it's easy to install on a stainless steel sink. All I would have to do is drill a hole if I wanted one. Now, the first thing you do is you clear off your area around your sink. That's the first thing. Second thing is clear out underneath your sink. Take everything out, because it's easier to work with. I also have my tools ready. I have an adjustable wrench. I have channel lock pliers, I have ready for my corking gun. We're going to use the corking gun. I already pulled out the instructions just to look them over. It's pretty basic. I would advise you to have a basin, because we're going to catch any water. There's going to be water in the line. And one of the first things we do is we'll put this underneath here. And underneath the sink is your shut-off valves. So we turn off the shut-off valve for the cold water, and we shut it off for the hot water. So very easy to do. Let me get the adjustable wrench out, and what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the water supply. Hold on, camera woman. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect it. Now when we disconnect it, make sure you don't put too much pressure on here when you turn, because you don't want to break off your pipe. You gotta, we'll turn that there. Let's see if I can yep. So you just have to get it the way you can turn it. Sometimes you gotta lay on your back in here. That's why you clean out everything, so you can get the proper angle. And that's it. And pretty much there was only a few drops of water in here. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm going to pause it here and just take it off. You get the idea. I have the water supply disconnected. Now, my type of faucet that I'm replacing was a pull-out style handle. All of them come with a weight that's attached to the hose where it pulls out, and you got to take that off. So there's screws here that you unscrew. Take one out, you take the other out, and this locks that weight together. So you take off the weight. We'll be installing a new weight on the new faucet. Underneath, we have to disconnect the old faucet from underneath. Now, this you're gonna have to lay on your back to look up, and what we have here underneath is we have where the connection is, and you see these screws here. This holds it in place. We gotta release this by unscrewing it, and unscrew it. There's 3 screws. Okay, had a camera malfunction, so I lost a lot of the video that I was doing. Where I last left off was I was taking this ring off the bottom of the faucet. It unscrews. It's all threaded here. So I unthreaded it. There was a washer up here. You just take it off, and then you just pull this from the top out of the sink. Now, what I had done was, after I got it out of the sink, I prepped the surface by cleaning it. I had used plumber's putty before, so it all had to be cleaned off. I cleaned it really good, dried it off, and then I took the bottom gasket, put some silicone underneath. I used the silicone in my corking gun. Okay, silicone cork. Put it around the whole bottom, and then I pressed it into place, feeding the new water supply lines in. I'm sorry that I lost the video, but it's very hard to do when you're alone. I got that in. Now, what you want to do is I had taken the part. Get in here. I had slipped over this gray piece that holds the faucet in place. You put your water supply lines and your hoses through here, slip it over the threaded end, and you turn it. You push it all the way up and then turn, and it will lock into place. And you just have to hand tighten this. So they make it very convenient. Really, you don't need any tools. Next thing I did was I hooked up the water supply lines. It's labeled, this one is labeled for the hot water. So I put this on the hot water supply, and I put one on the cold water supply. Now I didn't tighten it down yet. I'm going to leave that to the very end. And what you want to do is they have a quick connector for, now this is for the faucet. Now it's blue here and they have blue there. You slip this over it, you're lining up the blue, and once again I have to put this down because you got to work with two hands when you do this, and you click it into place. Now once it's clicked into place, you tug back to make sure that it's locked in. Very easy to do. I'm going to get my adjustable wrench, and with the adjustable wrench I'm going to tighten up on the water supply fittings. So I'm going to pause this and do the water supply. I got the water supply hooked up, and what I'm going to do is you test for leaks. So I'm going to turn on the water supply, hot, cold. Now it's running the water, that's good, and I turn it off. Now I'll look back underneath and check for any signs of leaking, and I don't see any, so that's a good thing. Next thing we have to do is we have to attach the weight, and what the weight does is it assists this this hose for pulling back down, because what happens is when you pull out the faucet, you see the hose moves, and what you want to happen is they mark it right here where to place the weight, right with this tape. So we're going to attach the weight to that location. So I have to get the weight and everything, and I'll show you how to do that. These are the parts for the weight and the weight clip. It's marked pointing up. So we're going to clip this on to where that point is, down below here, and we clip this on here like so first, and then we take the weight and we slip it over the top, and it slips down. That's it. Now when we come back here and we pull it out, now because of that weight, it almost goes in all the way by itself when you release it. So that's what you want. Hot, cold, and you make sure it's working properly. Hot water is hot, good pressure. Cold water, cold. Now, one thing I do notice is this has to be centered. So, because I don't like the rotation here. Okay. But I have to go underneath. I'll loosen up that connection, because we want it more where this controller will be in the center. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to make a little adjustment. I loosened it from underneath, made the adjustment at the base here by turning, and now it's more in the center where I want the control to be. Next thing I'm going to do is wipe off the excess cork. Now this cork will dry clear. I know you can see it right now being white, but it will dry clear. So we clean that all up, and you have to give time for the cork to set up. But I'll wipe this off again, and as you can see, water pressure is good. The hot water is working fine. Cold water working fine. And we can bring this out. This little button controls the spray. If you want to have it that way or this way. So that's it. Just something that a homeowner can do. It's a simple job. You don't need a plumber. You just need some minor tools. You clean up your area, make sure it's clean, and preparation. Make sure that you don't have anything below the cabinet, to the sides. Give yourself some space to work, because there's nothing worse than working and you got to move things in between. Move it out of the way and then do it. Very easy to install. I hope you find it informative. Click like, subscribe, comment down below, and thank you for watching. You have a good day.